Hey there, fellow travelers. Planning a trip to Austria? This stunning country with its soaring Alps, charming villages, and grand cities like Vienna and Salzburg is a feast for the senses. But to make the most of your Austrian adventure, it's always a good idea to travel like a savvy visitor. That's why I've put together this handy guide of do's and don'ts to help you navigate the beautiful country of Austria with grace and ease. Think of it as a little cultural know-how to enhance your experience and ensure you leave a positive impression. Get ready to embrace the Austrian spirit, avoid faux pas, and create memories that will last a lifetime. Now, even though Austria has its own distinct culture and dialect, German is the official language. While you'll find that many Austrians, especially in the tourism industry, speak English, it's amazing how far a little linguistic effort can go. Trust me, a simple Grüß Gott, hello, or Danke, schön, thank you, can work wonders in breaking the ice and showing respect for the local culture. Think of it as a way to connect with the locals on a deeper level, even if it's just a few words. They'll appreciate the effort, and you might even get a smile and a warmer welcome in return. While we're on the topic of language, here's a friendly reminder. While many Austrians, especially in tourist areas, do speak English, it's not a given. Don't assume that everyone you encounter will be fluent in English. It's always polite to start with a friendly Guten Tag, good day, or Sprechen Sie English. Do you speak English? Before launching into a conversation in English. This simple gesture of respect can go a long way in making a positive impression and showing that you value their language and culture. Austria has a rich cultural heritage, and Austrians are justifiably proud of their traditions. From their elegant coffeehouse culture to their love of classical music and traditional attire like lederhosen and dirndls, it's a country steeped in history and customs. Embrace the opportunity to learn about these traditions, ask polite questions, and observe local etiquette. Remember, you're a guest in their country, and showing respect for their way of life will enrich your experience and make it all the more meaningful. Speaking of respect, let's talk about noise levels. Austrians value peace and quiet, especially in public spaces. Loud talking, shouting, or boisterous behavior in places like cafes, restaurants, or public transportation is considered rude and disruptive. So when you're out and about, try to keep your voice down. Be mindful of those around you, and enjoy the peaceful ambiance that Austria is known for. Trust me, your fellow travelers and the locals will appreciate it. One of the great joys of traveling is indulging in the local cuisine, and Austria is a culinary paradise waiting to be explored. From the hearty and comforting to the elegant and refined, Austrian food is a delightful fusion of Central European flavors. Don't miss out on iconic dishes like Wiener Schnitzel, a thin, breaded and pan-fried cutlet of veal, or Sachertorte, a decadent chocolate cake with apricot jam. And for a true taste of Austrian tradition, be sure to try some of their local wines, especially the crisp and refreshing Grüner Veltliner. When it comes to tipping in Austria, it's important to remember that service charges are often included in the bill. Unlike in some other countries where tipping is expected, in Austria it's more of a gesture of appreciation for exceptional service. Before you automatically add a tip, take a close look at the bill to see if a service charge has already been factored in. If it has, a small additional tip is all that's needed to show your thanks. If not, then a tip of around 5 to 10% of the bill is standard. Austria boasts an incredibly efficient and user-friendly public transportation system, especially in cities like Vienna, Salzburg, and Innsbruck. From buses and trams to subways and trains, you can easily navigate these cities and beyond without the hassle of driving or finding parking. Plus, using public transport is a great way to reduce your carbon footprint and contribute to a greener travel experience. So grab a travel pass, hop on board, and let the Austrian transportation system whisk you away to your next destination. Austria's cities and towns are incredibly walkable, with many areas designated as pedestrian zones. These car-free zones are designed to create a more relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere for locals and visitors alike. When you see signs for a pedestrian zone, be sure to stay aware and keep an eye out for these signs. Not only is it safer to be mindful of pedestrian zones, but it also shows respect for the local regulations and the efforts to create a more pedestrian-friendly environment. Austria is a country steeped in history, with a legacy that spans empires, music, art, and architecture. From the grandeur of Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna, the former summer residence of the Habsburg emperors, to the enchanting Salzburg Cathedral, where Mozart himself once played, Austria is a treasure trove of historical gems. Take your time to explore these remarkable sites, soak in the atmosphere, and imagine the stories these walls could tell. If you're traveling by train in Austria, and I highly recommend you do, There's one crucial detail you need to remember. Always validate your train ticket before boarding. You'll usually find small validation machines on the train platforms or near the ticket counters. Simply insert your ticket into the machine and it will stamp it with the date and time. This validation process is essential to prove that you've paid for your journey and avoid any potential fines. So, there you have it, your guide to Austrian do's and don'ts. By following these simple tips, you'll be sure to have a smoother, more enjoyable, and culturally enriching experience in this beautiful country. Remember to pack your sense of adventure, respect for local customs, and a hearty appetite for Austrian hospitality. Follow these do's and don'ts and you're sure to have an amazing time in Austria. Safe travels.